Alright guys, what's up? So it is the beginning of a new day out here in Tbilisi, Georgia. So I'm just having a coffee. I'm gonna have some bubble waffles, and then we are gonna start the day by checking out one of the monuments called the Chronicles of Georgia. Now, a lot of people, they live in a country and they don't actually see the wonders of their country, and it's so surprising to me. So I'm just gonna give you a bit of a push now. So if you're living in a country where you do have some amazing, let's say, wonders of the world or some amazing monuments or something, take a weekend to check it out, because I usually never checked out like the local things that people would want to go see in Australia. And it wasn't until I started traveling when I wanted to see more things. For example, when I was in Scandinavia, I wanted to check out the Aurora Borealis, right? The Northern Lights. And I met so many Scandinavians, I met so many Swedes, so many Norwegians, and I'd ask them, I'd be like, have you seen the Aurora Borealis? And they'd be like, oh no, because they think they have all the time in the world because they live somewhere. But then what happens if you move countries? Like in my case, I moved from Australia, and there's a bunch of things that I didn't see because I thought I would have enough time, right? Like Ayers Rock in Australia. I thought that was pretty cool, and I always thought, okay, I'll check it out in the future. But I left Australia, and now I'm here in Georgia. And I relocated here, so I have some business going on here in Georgia, in Tbilisi. And you may be wondering, why is it that foreigners move to Georgia? So I will get deeper into that, and I'll even talk about why I moved. But some come for the lifestyle, some come for the food. But there's one number that changes everything, and it's the 1% tax. So this is the Chronicles of Georgia. It took us about 20 minutes to get here in an Uber. The drive was interesting. I think that drivers in Tbilisi and the traffic here is pretty hectic, but nevertheless, it was a safe drive. We are here at the Chronicles of Georgia. It is a monument to kings, saints, and warriors. Every panel here tells a story of legacy, power, vision. And in some strange way, it mirrors why people are coming here now. A new kind of kingdom is being built, not with swords, but with systems. For digital entrepreneurs, Georgia isn't just beautiful, it's strategic. A tax rate of 1%, no tax on worldwide income, no bullshit, just freedom. So we're gonna have a little explore around this beautiful monument. Gonna take some time. It's quite peaceful up here as well. There's a beautiful view of Tbilisi, the city. Anyway, let's have a bit of an explore around this monument, and then I'm gonna go deeper into my sort of structure and how I've set everything up here in Georgia for my business. All right, guys. So I'm gonna order some food right now. We are gonna go out onto the streets in a moment, and we're gonna ask some questions, but I'm going to take a moment to talk to you guys about how I've set up my business structure, how I'm only paying 1% tax here in Georgia legally, and how you can do the same. Now, it can be a little complicated, but I'm going to simplify it. If you do want to jump on a call with me, I can share it more in depth, like everything in depth. So if you do want to jump on a call, simply just message me on Instagram, say, hey, I'd be interested in some advice about how you're doing it in Georgia regarding taxes. Here's my Instagram, you can check it out. Now, if you don't have a business and you're wanting to start a business, I could potentially help you out there. We could potentially work together. Just go to thenextsearch.com. This is a system I've created where I basically walk you through how you can make money online using AI and automation. And I simplified the process. A lot of other people are doing it as well. Just check that out. Go to thenextsurge.com. Let's jump into the whole tax structure thing. All right. First of all, you might be wondering, okay, why Georgia? Why not Dubai? Now, don't get me wrong. Dubai is an amazing city. I've been there before. I've spent time with Arabs. I have friends that are Arabs, and they're some of the friendliest people I've ever met. But Dubai as a city to live, even though the infrastructure is so amazing, I just don't think it's my vibe. Nothing against the people, nothing against the city. I just don't think it's my type of vibe. I see the type of entrepreneurs that it attracts. For example, women selling their bodies on OnlyFans, 18-year-old kids selling you courses on how to do OnlyFans management. It's not really my vibe. There are some very respectable entrepreneurs that go over there, don't get me wrong. But yeah, again, I just don't think Dubai is my vibe. I might change my thoughts. I might go there. I was actually considering on going there before going to Georgia and setting up my business here. I was literally so close to fly over to Dubai and set up a company there, but I didn't. So it's very simple with Georgia. It's actually very easy. It's a lot simpler than doing it in Dubai. Okay, you come here, you apply for individual entrepreneur status, and you open your business all within 24 hours, maybe 48. Now, how it works is if you are making up to 500,000 GEL, Georgian lari, per year, you're in this small business status where you only pay 1% on your gross income. So this doesn't include your business expenses, but there's a way around it where you can subtract your expenses and you can make more than the actual limit. And it's all legal, and I'll share how I'm doing it with you. So basically what I've got is a foreign-owned US LLC. Basically, your first step is to form a LLC and do that in the state of Wyoming or another state, whatever. And then you have all your business income that you get, right? It's going to flow into your LLC. Now, in your LLC, you can have your expenses subtracted. So before paying any taxes, you can claim business expenses. So in my case, for example, Google ads, Facebook ads, travel expenses, all that stuff. Once you've done that, then you can pay yourself from this LLC into your Georgian bank account. As long as you don't pay yourself more than $13,000 a month, you pay 1% on that. Now, if you have more money, you can always take the money from the business account from the LLC and reinvest that, let's say, into crypto, stocks, real estate. It gets a bit more complicated, but you can do that. So that's basically how I'm running it, just to simplify it and to keep it very basic. I don't want to complicate it too much. And if you do want to go in depth and, jump on a call with me, we can go through your situation. And I'm not going to give you like financial advice or anything, but I will give you advice on how I've structured my setup and how we can implement that to your setup and your business as well. So again, you can just message me on Instagram. If you want to jump on a call, we can do that. So LLC gets all your business income. After subtracting expenses, you pay yourself from your LLC to your Georgian bank account. From your Georgian bank account, you're only paying 1% tax. I think that's an absolutely amazing deal. Now, to keep your tax residency, you need to spend 6 months in Georgia, at least for your first year. Outside of your first year, there are ways around it, which I won't go into depth right now, but that's basically the structure. That's my structure. That's how I'm doing it. And I think that, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, or even an aspiring business owner, these are things you should just have in the back of your mind, because taxes can really eat up your profits. We are going to go out onto the streets in a moment and we're going to ask some questions. What do you think about foreign guys coming to Georgia?
I don't really care where he's from. If he's like building something meaningful, that's kind of hot, If he protects and provides, I'll cook, I'll care, I'll support. That's like how I show love, you know? I like my guys like I like my country, underrated, misunderstood, and full of potential. So my last boyfriend was from Germany. He said Georgian girls are too intense. I said, but that's passion, not drama. I want to be a wife, not a situationship. If he doesn't value family, it's not going anywhere with me.
All right, so we are trying to head to Tatinda. We tried to catch the cable car, but apparently it's closed because it's windy there. So we are catching a bus, which is apparently 10-minute ride, why not? But take a guess, guys. Take a guess about those interview shots that you just watched, okay? Is there anything you noticed? Is there anything off about them? Before I tell you, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about those interview shots. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something. In 3, 2, 1, those shots you just watched are AI generated, all of them. And the reason for this is because I just went out, approached 20 people, and I only got one take. And the take was kind of like, she didn't speak English, we'll roll it right now. What do you think about foreign guys coming to Georgia?
Foreigners?
Yeah. Guys that aren't from Georgia.
I think Georgian guys is good. Georgian guys will only Georgian men, girl wedding and so yeah.
So, yeah, she didn't really speak English, so I need to improvise. And I think that AI is basically taking over. So I'm gonna generate some AI-generated videos, AI-generated street interviews, and let me know what you guys think. The people I approached, they were super friendly. This is what I usually do. I go up to a girl, I talk with her for a bit, I connect with her, right? And then I say, hey, do you want to be in a video? And all of these were like, no, I don't want to be in a video, which I respect that. I think it's just part of the culture here. So yeah, now we're gonna head to Tatinda. Antoine joined us. Antoine's just over here. Yeah, we're gonna check out Tatinda. All right, so we're just on a bus here in Tbilisi, and the guy literally was just peacing out. He wasn't even gonna take us. We had to run after him. We're taking a bus up to Tatinda. It's like a Ferris wheel, there's like a roller coaster, and we're gonna check it out. What are your thoughts, Antoine? Are you down?
I am down for everything. I am ready to go.
Good. You know what's funny? Me and Zach, we were talking about you earlier today, and we were just saying how you have such good energy, and you're not owned by your ego. You know how a lot of people speak, and they speak from their ego. You know, being in social media, knowing influencers, people in business, they always bring up their successes, and they're like, oh yeah, I made 100K this month. I'm staying in this penthouse. It's like nobody asked. You don't speak from your ego. You know, even when we did the interview, you were coming across very humble. And I think that's very rare nowadays,
I think it's the best way to connect with people. It's just be real, because if you have a persona, it's not even you, and you need to feed that persona, so you are congruent every other day, and you don't want really to do that.
Yeah.
So if you feel like shit today, just say you feel like shit, and the people next to you will
But
understand,
people don't want to say they don't want to say they feel like shit. People don't want to admit they're wrong. They want to always come across like everything's amazing, their life's amazing.
What you are saying right now make me think about American a lot, because when I met American, for example, in Thailand, I met a lot of American. They say, oh, my life is amazing,
Yeah.
And also there's one thing they do a lot. They say, oh, let's meet another day.
Yeah.
They have like this fake friendliness, and they say, let's meet another day. And oftentimes when you send them a message, nothing.
I think that honesty is the best policy. I love it when someone says no. And, you know, going up to strangers and asking people for an interview and they say no. You know, they don't give a reason. They're like, no, because I have to do this and this and this. It's like you don't need a reason because you don't want to do something.
You try to make interview in Paris?
No.
Okay, because I think in Paris they say maybe we'll say fuck off or.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that...
I mean, this is the difference between the
Yeah.
French culture and the American
Yeah,
culture. I would
yeah,
say.
yeah.
French people, they are kind of rude. I mean, there's the stereotype that French people are rude, and I would say it's kind of true. But the thing is, they are rude, but at least they are honest.
Yeah.
And if they like you, for example, if they say, let's meet another day, they mean it.
Yeah.
That's the real difference. So I would say the good thing in America, it's like there's a good general vibes, but it's kind of fake. But
Yeah.
in France, it's kind of cold. But when you have a connection with someone, it's really your friend. The people really want to meet you, and they say, I want to meet you. They really want to meet you. That's the difference.
You need to remove the ego so you're connecting with one another without battling, without bragging. The foundation to a good relationship or a friendship starts without the ego. And nowadays, especially with social media, everyone's just driven by their ego. And it's like, I don't even want to like have conversations that involve, you know, people that are just talking from their ego, and they might not understand. Like, I have no, you know, negative thoughts towards them, or I'm not ill-willed or anything like that. I just see that type of conversation as being meaningless, you know. And you, man, like, you're a real dude. We are another 4 stops away. Nice chatting. Let's check out Tatinda. All right, so we're still walking up. We thought it was only gonna be a 5-minute walk up. Apparently it's like 25 minutes of stairs. So we're gonna keep going, keep pushing through. All right guys, so after a 20-minute trek, we just arrived at Tatinda Park. So we're gonna check out what it's all about. So far it seems nice. I mean, it's really windy. A couple of the things are closed because of the wind. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know what your thoughts are of the AI generated content. And you know, if you're looking to optimize your taxes, Georgia may be for you. You can set up a business, have 1% tax, and depending on how much you're making, you can literally save a lot of money on lower taxes. Again, if you do want to jump on a call with me, we can have a consultation, and I can basically share exactly how I'm doing it, exactly how I've structured it, and you know, it might be a good fit for you as well. Now, if you don't have a business, well, you can create one, and if you want assistance with that, you can always join my program and work with me. And to do that, you can just go to thenextsurge.com. You can join either the Blueprint or my private community, Circle X. I am doing a new series there called the Digital Engine, and with the Digital Engine, I'm basically showing you exactly how I set up businesses, how I set up funnels, how I create offers, how I go about the marketing, what platforms I'm using to build these websites. And this is all done with the help of AI and automation. So if you do want to work with me in terms of jumping on a call, I share my business structure and how I've structured it with taxes. Just DM me on Instagram and just say, hey, let's jump on a call and I'm interested in your tax structure and whatnot. But we're gonna wrap that up, see this Tatinda Park. I hope you're all doing amazing. I hope you like this new structure of videos. And if you do, just hit the thumbs up. I really do appreciate that, guys. Sending you good energies, a lot of love your way. And I hope to see you all for another video next week.